Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Jen, and this is A Better Life with Jen. In today's video, I'm going to take you through a full day of eating, but it's going to be a little different full day of eating, and this is going to be a day of eating on a travel day. So my husband and I are headed off on a quick little 2-night trip. We're going to be flying, so today is our travel day. So I want to take you through what I do, the meals that I have, in preparation for travel. So, we will be eating dinner out, but I'll be having breakfast at home, and then lunch will be actually in the airport. So I'll show you what I take for that and kind of what I do to plan so that I can, have a nice dinner out that I don't really have to worry about. I don't track anything on these travel days because it's impossible to judge, what you're having in a restaurant. So I try to keep the meals that I have more control over a little bit on the lighter side, a little bit lower fat, because I know that usually when you eat out, that's going to be a little bit higher. So some of my meals are a little different than they normally would, but come along with me today for a full day of eating on a travel day. So the first thing of the day, just like any day for me, is my workout. So I always start with my pre-workout snack. Today I'm going with a Rice Krispie treat. And even though it's a travel day, and even probably more important because it's a travel day, I want to get my workout in because we're going to be sitting in a car for several hours and then sitting on a plane for a couple hours. So I really want to, get some movement in this morning. So I'll have my pre-workout snack, do my workout. We don't have to leave for a while, so I'll have breakfast here, but I'll get ready and then show you what I have for breakfast before we start the travel day. So I'm going to make up a nice quick breakfast before we head out to the airport. I'm going to keep it a little bit lighter, especially on the fats, because you never know what dinner will be. But I want to make sure that I get a good serving of protein this morning to start off the day. So I'm actually going to mix, I have this Oikos protein yogurt, and I just have a little bit of leftover pumpkin. I made some pumpkin bread, and so I just have a little bit of this. I'm going to throw that in for a little flavor. I'm going to just stir in some oatmeal. So it's similar to like using granola, but it's a much lower fat option. And I really like the texture of just rolled oats stirred into the yogurt. And then I'm just going to throw in a little bit of pumpkin pie spice just for a little bit of extra flavor. So I'll show you how I whip this up. We'll eat this, and then I'll talk about what I'm going to take with me for lunch. So this is my yogurt bowl. Just took the yogurt, a little bit of that leftover canned pumpkin that I had, and then some rolled oats stirred into it with a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. Smells great, has that fall flavor. It's sort of like overnight oats, but you just don't let them sit overnight. I really like the texture. The oats stay a little bit more chewy than they do with overnight oats, and I really like that texture. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and then I'll catch you back when I get my lunch ready. All right, so I'm going to show you what I am going to take with me for lunch in the airport because it'll be lunchtime when we're in the airport waiting to board our flight. And, airport food is insanely expensive. And if you know anything about me from my previous videos, I like fitness, and I like a good deal, and I'm cheap, or fiscally conservative, I like to say. So I refuse to pay airport food prices. So you can take most foods through TSA as long as they're not liquids or gels. So you can't take like a large jar of peanut butter, but you can take little individual peanut butter packets, and I do that all the time. You can't take, obviously like a bowl of soup, but you can take most solid things. So my go-to when I'm traveling through an airport, because it's quick and it's easy, is some baby carrots. So I just have a bag of baby carrots here that you can easily take through TSA. You can take any vegetables you want. Last time I flew, I took a whole chicken salad. I just put it in a little container, made it at home, took it all the way through, just didn't have any dressing on it, and just had one of the little individual packets of dressing. So as long as it's smaller, than the TSA regulations for liquids and gels, you can take just about any food. And then because I do want to make sure I get plenty of protein, I love jerky. So jerky is a great snack to have because it doesn't have to be refrigerated. And so it's super easy to have, easy to eat. Like I said, you can take most things. I try to make sure I take things that don't have a super strong smell, especially if I am going to be eating them in the airplane. So, you know, I wouldn't take like tuna fish or eggs or something, but I have taken a whole turkey sandwich I made before. I've taken a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So like I said, you can take most foods, and it's a great way to save money on that airport food. So this will be the lunch that I will take. We are flying Southwest, and I know because I recently flew that they give out these amazing little seasoned pretzels. So that will be my carbohydrate for the lunch. And then, you know, once we're in Vegas, I'll probably have a snack. I always pack snacks with me. And then we will be going out to dinner tonight, so I will show you that. So we are here in the room, and before we head out to walk around a little bit, it's still going to be a little bit before dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a snack. As I said earlier, I always pack snacks when I travel, so I brought some protein bars, and I'm just going to go ahead and have this. This is Dive Bar, which I love this brand of protein bars, and this flavor happens to be pumpkin spiced latte. So this will be great. Give me a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs in here, hold me over until we have dinner, which of course I will show you what we're going to go out and have. So I realized I didn't vlog last night after dinner for the full day of eating while traveling. We went to a nice little Mexican restaurant, had dinner. It was really good. I'll show you some clips of the food that we had. The tortilla chips that they brought out were pink, which was interesting, but that kind of fit with the whole decor of the restaurant. But it was good. I had a chicken Caesar salad with some red chili chicken that was really good. And my husband had steak enchiladas, which he thought were phenomenal. Then we just walked around, didn't end up having any dessert or anything like that after that. We were pretty full from dinner, so we just came back and kind of crashed. So I hope you enjoyed this full day of eating while traveling. Easy meals. Like I said, when you go out, you never know what you're going to have, and so I try to keep the earlier meals a little bit lighter, but still really easy and tasty. If you did enjoy this, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. Let me know if you'd like to see other full days of eating that are different than just the normal eating at home day, because I would love to do those for you. And as always, I appreciate everyone watching, and I will see you next week with another video.